All right, hello, and welcome to Follow Up Boss Office Hours. This is what I would call kind of a special edition. My name's Lee Adkins. I'm hanging out here with Janelle Quick. What's up, Janelle?
Hey Lee, how are you? It's good to
Um,
see you.
yeah, good to see you. I'm doing great. And today we're going to cover maybe not all of the free. We're going to do our best to cover all of the free resources that you have as a Follow Up Boss user. Um, Janelle, why don't you talk at a high level? Like, there's so many of them. We're going to go through them in detail, but just at a high level, like one of the things I love about this community is there's so much provided to help you learn the product, meet other people, learn from big teams or small teams or whatever. Just tell us a little bit and also explain your role maybe as we go into this.
Yeah, so for anyone who does not know me, I'm Janelle Quick. I have been with Follow Boss for 2.5 years, a little bit more. Yeah, about 2.5 years. I started off as a success manager and just working with teams, single agents, all the way up to platform teams. So a little bit of everything. So I definitely we're going to talk a lot about all the different opportunities to just learn more about Follow Up Boss. Maybe if you're not a team leader, maybe if you're an agent, you're just trying to figure out a little bit more. But now actually I am over the success community and social media, so totally different realm, really. Not as much into the product, but still getting a lot of questions that are coming through that I get to learn from, which is really neat. And we see it all. But yeah, so as far as like the different opportunities that we have for you to learn, this is one of them. Lee does such an awesome job at just putting these on and bringing in very brilliant minds who can just talk about the product and high level, low level, all the things.
We
Um,
didn't even put office hours on the list. Thank you for that. I didn't even think about that.
this is number one, right? We have Team OS, which is Ethan. Ethan is doing a fabulous job at Team OS. We'll probably dive into that a little bit more, just kind of hitting the bullet points here. We have our question mark in the bottom right-hand corner of your Follow Up Boss account, which is definitely something we're going to dive into today. Our success community, we cannot forget about the success community. There is so much in there, and actually, little sneak peak, I'm not a peak, but more something that I'm working on is guides. So we're going to kind of be my goal is to have these really tuned in by the end of the year, but going to start adding those to the success community over the next couple weeks. So there's just so many different opportunities for you to learn from. We also have our support team who is amazing, and they're here 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. So
Love
that's
it.
yeah.
That's a great synopsis. And I'm going to go ahead. We debated whether we're going to share the screen or not, but I think I'm going to go ahead and share. And we can just have a quick look at some of the things that we talked about. And I think, the help center, we were joking about this before we hit go. Like it's moved a couple of times. It used to be up here, then it was up here, or up here. Now it's down here on the bottom right. Hopefully you guys can see this question mark. And this is for all Follow Boss users. You have this. It's tied to your Follow Boss account. When you click on it, it expands. And there's a lot of cool things here too that have also changed. Um, Janelle, you want to talk a little bit about this universal search? I love this so much, and I think people yet don't quite understand that this is now like search all the things Follow Boss.
Yeah, so I mean, type in any keyword. So yeah, smart lists, and you'll pull up videos, and there's just a whole bunch of quick little blurbs or videos like you could see here that you can just kind of go into. Some different keywords will pull up the help docs as well.
Right.
See, this one is yet, but yeah,
Yeah,
look
there's
at
one with Shay, Brandon Grass. This is actually an interview that I did. Like so much in here. And yeah, to your point, Janelle, you can find an article or a video or a short video or a long webinar. Like there's all the things. If you just want a quick soundbite, great. If you want to research and learn all the things about all the things, so easy to do here.
Yep, this is a good one.
Let's try another one. Let's just do stages for grand. So we've got the Follow Boss quick tips, which we don't have on our list, but I want to broach that when we get to YouTube.
Mhm.
Incredibly good, like 1 minute videos on each feature, some kind of tips on how they work, high level stuff. Um, again, a great interview here with Chris, nice short video talking about defining stages. Another one with Brandon, like just really, really good stuff here. And it's pretty depth. To your point, I love the point you made, Janelle. Like, be smart with your keywords. Like, you can get pretty granular because there's a lot of stuff. So if you're looking for Berry smart lists or, smart list zero or something specific, like feel free to dig in and get really granular there. So that is just searching here, the global search. Wish it stayed open when I did that, but I
Yeah.
understand why it doesn't. Getting started and walkthrough takes you right to just this kind of basic thing, but it is still amazes me how many people still don't have a lot of these things that have been users for a long time.
Yeah.
This is a demo account, so I'll claim, although I do have, some of these things.
You have them. And then on the right-hand side right there,
But yeah,
of the page, right under that progress bar, there's some more get helps. You have like your getting started webinars. Those are ones that your success manager probably has suggested, hey, go to these. This is one that I use all the time. It's bookmarked in my FUB account, but these are great ones. Your 20-minute boot camp. We have these live. They're pre-recorded. Let me start with that. They're pre-recorded, but we do have a live chat moderator on each one of these Monday through Friday. But like I said, they're pre-recorded. So if you can't, like if you miss it, it's okay. We do it again. But if you actually sign up for it, and Lee, just click pages right here, the automations in action, just click register. So this is something else. You can click register now, the blue, and then you'll get an option, but there's actually an option up top to watch a replay. So you don't have to wait till 2 o'clock, like the following day or something like that, if it's like 4 o'clock or something. So those are always good things to know as well.
that's cool. I didn't know about the watch a replay thing. I knew they were done every day and monitored by somebody in the chat. This really just occurred to me as well. This is a great way to train your team or just other people involved in your account because
Mhm.
they're getting a very consistent message, right? Like they're going to hear the exact same thing that you heard, but they can ask questions and get a live response,
Yeah.
but very congruent. Like these would be really smart to say, hey, team, go watch this one by Friday, and then they can fit it into their own schedule, but you're training people kind of asynchronously in a really good way.
And they're not long webinars. They're relatively short. I think the longest is 20 minutes, or there might be the one Alejandro did. And that's a really good one for your team. So if you have this one right here, the kickstart everything.
Yeah.
So this is one like you did your training, you started onboarding, your success manager did the team launch, and now a couple months down the road, you've hired a couple more agents. This is perfect. This is literally, and this is something when I was a success manager, I would say, look, have your team watch this. This is exactly what I would do if we were doing a webinar or a Zoom together. And then after your team watches this, they're going to already be that much further ahead. So then we can meet and we can make this a Q&A because they already are going to have questions. So that's something that I used to do with my teams as well. So
That's
definitely
so
recommend.
smart. That's so
Mhm.
smart. I'm so all about that. That is just really fantastic. Getting started guide. We're not going to go through each of these, but like
That's a good
there's
video, 12
so
minutes. I
many
always
resources.
recommend that one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And again, like checklist type stuff, just I kind of feel like there's something for everybody, right? There's bullets kind of for us detail nerds that actually want to read all the stuff. There's long videos, there's short videos, there really is just a lot of things done for, accommodation of different users. And of course, this help center is searchable. There's, the help center itself um, is pretty fantastic. That links here. And then the YouTube channel, which we'll go ahead and pop into that, is also linked here. Should absolutely be subscribed to the Follow Boss YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to be. And turn on notifications if you
Yes.
want to see all of them.
This is how when I started with Follow Boss, I spent my time, and this is like the epic one that Jen did like forever ago when she had really short hair. That was like the best Zoom,
Right.
best one I ever found. And I still will pass that along to folks. It's a good one.
Totally. And
Yeah.
the playlist as well. I think, make sure you hit the playlist tab because there are so many. Here's the winning listing series. All the conversion summit stuff is on here. All the deep dives, the second room from FubCon last year, FubCon big room from last year. Life at Follow Up Boss, specific stuff to the mobile apps, stuff on VAs and ISAs, integrations, transaction management. I mean, there's just an unbelievable amount of stuff. There's a whole playlist on smart lists. There's just so much.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's really good stuff.
So, and we will obviously, we always send the recording out of this, and we'll get some links added under the videos, but they're really all tied to Follow Up Boss, but we'll make sure these links are there. I didn't have this in our notes, Janelle, but I wanted to mention this to people. As you can see, me sharing my screen, I'm a big fan of bookmarks. But bookmarking these things so they're just easy to find. Like I've got a huge list of Follow Up Boss stuff, and I use this all the time. It's how I grab the links for this webinar. Like, just link to these things. They're super easy to find. Name them something smart. But using your bookmarks is really sharp for this. And also make sure you check out our office hours playlist. It has 71 videos in it. How crazy is that? That's crazy. Just years and years of stuff. But definitely subscribe and turn on alerts. Really fantastic. I'm going to drop a link actually right to this playlist page, which obviously will get you to the entire YouTube channel. All right, so we got that. Thank you for mentioning office hours. You mentioned the guides, which I'm really excited about that. I've seen a little bit of, not a sneak peek of what you have, but some of the stuff in the past, and we've kind of collaborated on some stuff. So I'm really excited for those, maybe some checklist type stuff, some to-dos. Really good stuff. I'm not going to go live into Facebook, but Janelle, talk more about the, I'll go and unshare my screen for a second. Let's talk more about the Facebook community.
So the Facebook community is a place for literally everything. It's my whole vision really. The Facebook community is special. It's special because it's not your typical community. There's so many communities on Facebook that just, have they become so big, and then there's just so much stuff that goes into them. You lose things. So we're very careful as to what content we allow into the community. We have rules, and from there, it's really just a place that you can go to learn. So just this morning, I approved a ton of posts, things that I was like, wow, I didn't even have this question. So if you have anything on as simple as just working your smart lists, call lists, action plans, and then it gets, you have some really great minds in there. If you just go in, I mean, people's names that they're all in there and they're commenting. You could literally just mention them and they'll hop on and they'll talk to you. So a lot of really good points, a lot of good ideas, a lot of, Alec was in there this morning, and I can never pronounce his last name. Starts with an S. He does the emails.
I should know. It's not coming to me at the moment. I should.
Shakov, I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, Alex, if you're watching this. But he put a really good point in this morning. A lot of product stuff. People are like, hey, I wish I could see this on the product roadmap. The product roadmap is actually something that we are in the process of, redoing right now. So anything that you think of that you're like, hey, I wish Follow Up Boss could do this, pop it into there, and then I'm keeping a tab and I'm actually talking to product about this stuff. So those are things like how to anything, hey, I have all of these leads in my database and I haven't spoken to them in years or months. How do I work them? I have bad emails. What do I do with them? There's so many questions that are in there. And here's something that I always want to kind of point everyone in the direction of. And there's a question mark, or no, there's a search option in the top right-hand corner. I think it's very underutilized. If you just go in there and just put keywords in, you're going to get so much content that populates. So the idea of me putting those guides in is that I'm going to pull all of that really important information, those really good posts that got so much traction, and I'm going to pin them into the guides so that all you're going to have to do is just go into the guide for calling or action plans, etc. And all of that's going to be right there at your fingertips. But it's a place where you can go and ask questions. If it's super support related, I usually will kind of just direct, DM you and say, hey, this is more of a support issue. But because I have access to all this, I also love going in and trying to help as much as I can. And we have some great moderators. We have like 38 moderators that help me out in the community too, which I'm sure you all know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will go ahead and hop in. It's funny. Literally, Tristan just tagged me in a comment. It's like, hey, do you know about this? But
Yeah.
I wanted to show real quick. I realized we mentioned the search, and the search is just, I mean, it's unbelievably fantastic. I guess people are searching for Dan's email, apparently.
Yep.
But these, I want to mention these tabs across the top because I think these are easy to miss.
That's where I'm putting the guides in.
So, I mean, look
These
at
are a
this
little
stuff.
old. They need to be updated.
Yeah, but I mean, look, there's, I mean,
No,
so
but
much,
out
so
here.
much here, featured, network with other people, find other people in here, upcoming events.
Mhm.
There's even, I know there's some stuff under files as well. I mean, just amazing. And to your point, Janelle, like searching, there's so much amazing information in here from years and years and years of like tactical. I did this. I used this script. I did this thing. I set up my smart list this way. Here's how you import contacts. Like it's really just unbelievable what's in here. So I just wanted to kind of show it so we could also and this thing is probably almost 10 years running. I mean, I know I was a user in 2013 and I feel like probably 2014 or so was when this thing came into existence. So I mean, there is an unbelievable amount of information here.
Yeah, and there's I don't know if you all saw, but there's over 20,000 members in there,
Crazy.
and everyone's active. If there's any events happening, webinars, usually this is live, but Facebook is kind of being a little bit difficult lately.
Yeah,
But
give me a hard
these
time.
are things that we put in the community so that you'll be able to know, hey, Ethan did one today with Sisu, and that's something I posted yesterday, so everyone knows about it. So community is something that I would highly recommend for everyone to go to. And back in the day, it was only admins and account owners that were actually allowed into the community, but we have since changed that. And we want agents to come in here because this is how your agents are going to learn, by seeing these questions, by having their questions answered. And I know that's something that a lot of team leads would always, say, hey, just agent adoption's a big thing. I can't get my agents into the system. How do I do that? Introduce them to the Facebook community. It's something that we're all on every day, and there are so much good content that will help them.
Absolutely. I love that so much. And speaking of, to cap it, not the last thing, but to cap some of it off, the Team OS podcast. I just dropped a link, but I will hop into the page. I'm sorry to keep hopping back and forth between the screen and not, but really great here. And you can also, if you haven't already, if you put in your email, you'll at least just get an email when new episodes are released. I believe they're Tuesday mornings, if I'm
Same mornings. Yep.
memory serves.
Yes,
Uh, and they're great. I mean, there are so many. It's astonishing to me how many of these exist already.
Ethan does such a good job. He is the best interviewer. He has just the best questions, the best words, and the people that he's interviewing. I mean, I spend my
Right.
Tuesday morning that's actually blocked off on my calendar. And while I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I have my phone sitting here and I'm listening to Team OS. I'm listening to his podcasts and I'm always stopping to take notes because there's so much good content in here. I highly recommend just sign up and follow us on Instagram because they're being posted on there as well. And then in the community, in the Facebook community.
Absolutely. And if you're not familiar, just to reference it, it's maybe fairly apparent, but they are video, but they are on all the other platforms audio only as well. So you can, if you want to watch it on YouTube and get the whole video experience, fantastic. But you can certainly subscribe on any device, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, like they're all the things. It makes it really easy to do it and keep up with it. And yeah, I can't recommend that enough. It's the guests are amazing. Ethan's amazing at like digging in and getting content that like doesn't exist elsewhere.
Yeah.
Um, he does prep calls for all of these, so they don't just go in and record. It's a huge undertaking, and it's just incredibly impressive. So I would definitely recommend checking that out if you have not yet. And also, by the way, we don't have this on our notes, but you should most likely, and you can just email support if you're not, you should most likely be getting a Friday email from Follow Up Boss that has a lot of these links. It has the next week's upcoming sessions. It has the recordings from sessions from the current week. It's got tips and tricks, new releases, product updates. You probably get it automatically as a user. If you do not, I imagine you can just email support and just say, hey, I need to get on this list. Um, it's really good. Or if you just become blind to it because you get it every Friday, Check it out. Have a look. It's also always linked to this link tree. I'll drop a link to this as well, but this also always has, it's got Team OS, just a straight up get to followupboss.com. It's got upcoming webinars and trainings.
Yeah, you can also find this if you go to our Instagram page in the bio, there's a direct link to this as well.
Yes.
To this page.
Let me drop it in the chat too. I got way too many windows and things going on, but this is always updated too. So it's, you know, it's really just a great easy button resource to get to things. So, and we already covered the daily training thing. I had that in our notes, but we already hopped into that. So I know we dropped a lot at a lot of people really fast. Janelle, do you want to go back through things quickly? What do you think is the easiest way to kind of make sure? And if you guys have questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the chat. Or if there's another resource you use that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
But I think at a high level, you know, like we talked about, you've got the question mark.
And you have
one thing we didn't show, you got product update. This takes you right to the Facebook community. But I also wanted to show this contact support button. This is incredibly fantastic because number one, you can attach images. You can also, if you hit record a video, it'll pop up a live Loom for you to actually record your issue on your screen and send it to support. And I can guarantee you, as someone who contacts support probably 5 times a day on a normal day, sending them more intel about the exact issue is going to resolve your issue much more quickly. If you just send a note that says, hey, the thing isn't working, or I can't click on the menu, then like that's not as useful as sending like, I did this and it did this. Why is it doing that? You're going to get a quicker and more thorough response when you do that.
It cuts down on the communication. Just my smart list isn't showing me what I'm supposed to be seeing. Show us what that looks like. And then, yeah, those are things we want to see and we can help you answer it super quick.
Right. And you can attach a screenshot and it doesn't make you record your face. You don't have to record your face on it if you don't want to. Just throw that out. And then, of course, as Janelle mentioned, you can call support or email. But this easy button is really good. And I think it's very underutilized. And I think, you know, again, you're going to get much better and quicker responses the more detailed information you can give to support. And shout out to Jen and the support team because they just rock it all day, every day.
Yeah, so good.
So we got the question mark over here. We dropped links to the YouTube channel. We also did talk about on the getting starting page. There's links over here. We got the Team no, that's not Team OS. We got the link tree with links to all the things. We got the Team OS. And we have the Facebook community, all of which I've dropped links to in the chat while we've been going. But really check these out. And I just think it's amazing. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different companies, and I just think it's absolutely amazing the amount of resources that you guys have that are all free to users.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So if there's anything that you don't see in the, you know, in the help docs or anything you have questions about, let us know that because we want to make this easier so that, you know, you work smarter, not harder. That's basically what I always say. It's work smarter, not harder. So anything that you see that you want to see more of or you're not seeing enough of, let us know. Give us that feedback.
Absolutely. Awesome. Love it. Well, appreciate you guys being on. Janelle, you're awesome. I love that you're heading this up now. And yeah, throw us a message in the Facebook group. We'll respond. You got a question? We got you.
Yes. I hope if you're not in the success community, please join. I can't wait to see you and I'll connect with you there.
You'll take care. Have a great day.